It's really cold, but we bought an RV. Zach said I'm not allowed to say hey guys, but hey guys. So we are in the car, driving, on our way to maybe pick up the next project. So we are currently driving to Pennsylvania, and we are hopefully going to come back home with an RV, and that's going to be our next adventure. So this one, the ad didn't have a lot of information. We called and talked to the guy. He was super chatty. It seems like what we're looking for, but honestly, we're just hoping. We've already gone to look at a few different RVs at this point, and no luck. We are out here in, well, the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania.
We just got back from Brenda's
notary. Yeah.
In Pennsylvania, you have to do title transactions at a notary. So,
which is kind of a pain, but then it's also great because you have a legal process for driving things home.
And it was just literally this like shed attached to this lady's house that she signs your documents, takes $80, and here we are. We've got a title and license plate.
So now we're just meeting back to where the RV is parked, and we will head home. There it is. I had the fabric in here, but maybe I will in my car. Well, this is our new RV. She is a 1992 Chevy G30 Shasta. As you can see from this very cool sign. Yeah, it's a C-Class, it's a 24-footer, and it needs work.
So we drove out to Pennsylvania yesterday, and after some very shrewd negotiating, scored a deal on this rig. We've been looking for a pretty long time to get one, and this is pretty much exactly what we were looking for. And you're probably wondering, why would anybody be looking exactly for one of these, but we have our reasons. So this is it. It's huge, but according to RV people, it's pretty small. It's like the biggest vehicle I've ever seen in my life. So
but not really. We looked at far bigger ones, but this ended up being the perfect size for us. So this is currently collapsed into a bed, but this can fold up to be a little dinette. We have our little sweet kitchen here. There's an ugly little chair over there. Back through this way, we have our refrigerator and a tiny bedroom area space.
Which is honestly about as big as the one in our house anyway, so.
Yeah. And then we have a carpeted bathroom. It's really ugly and currently kind of gross.
A little shower. So
all of the amenities of home, but uglier.
And made out of cardboard. Like, this is like cardboard with wood printed on it.
Yeah. So it's exactly what we were looking for. Mechanically, it's really sound and did great the entire 3.5-hour drive home. No issues there. But obviously, cosmetically, it is not in the greatest shape and could definitely use some updating and some work.
So the front end is a Chevy G30 van. It's got a 454 big block in it, which makes some pretty serious power. On the way home, I was able to get up to 75 miles an hour, no problem. Like, obviously, it's a little slow on on-ramps, but it, like, cruises pretty well. Like, I spent $100 in gas, so it definitely makes some power, because gas money equals power. But then the rest of it is like just early 90s RV ugliness. I mean, look at this. Mirrors on your cabinet doors and everywhere.
Yeah, they're just so ugly, and I haven't been able to find a good answer as to why RVs are so ugly, but they're hideous. They're really bad. but it has potential.
So the plan for this, because everything we do is a project, we're not just buying this to have it. First off, we're going to do some tune-up stuff on the engine, make sure everything is in tip-top shape. This area, we see ourselves using it more for storage than sleeping, because we've got the bed in the back and we don't have any friends, so we don't need more capacity. So we are going to redo some of this. You can see they had put in like shiplap with cement board screws, which is pretty cool. So we'll probably just clean this up a bit. Obviously, we're gonna need to do something about this. We'll probably replace the glass with something that's not mirrors. Faith's already scheming on recovering the couch area. So this is our couch dinette combo. I guess under the cushions, you know, there's your standard pop-up table.
Which we are probably going to end up replacing the top here with some butcher block. We're not 100% certain on that yet. We're definitely going to be replacing the countertop, probably the sink as well. We need to figure out how well the stove is working in the oven and if we need to replace that. This chair here, we don't see ourselves using it a ton because we have the dinette space. So I think we're probably going to rip that out and end up putting more counter space over here just so that we can have more kitchen space. Yeah, everything needs to be painted.
Yeah, everything's probably just going to be white. Like, you know, we appreciate the sentiment of the cardboard wood, but
it's just, yeah, everything needs to be painted. There's also this spot back here where they had removed some of the original paneling to get at some electrical stuff and did kind of a crappy job putting it back together with new shiplap. So we're going to need to figure out what we're doing with that and then obviously repaint all of it.
And then we've got the
oh yeah, some sweet under the bed storage here.
So that's our water tank. I don't know anything about RVs, so maybe if you want to point out what exactly we're looking at, that would be helpful, because literally I have no idea what we're doing. We'll probably turn this into some like kind of permanent storage as well for boots and winter accessories or whatever you need when you're out in the desert or the mountains. Obviously we're going to clean it up a little bit too. Looks kind of gross right now. And then this corner, we might build ourselves a little bit of a cabinet. This is not attached. This was just in here.
Yeah.
But, you know, same the right sentiment, just maybe a little better execution.
Yeah. The floor, it looks like they replaced it, but they didn't do the greatest job ever. It's not. There are a bunch of gaps and kind of missing pieces. And then the dinette, there's no floor, and they didn't bother with the bathroom. So we are deciding if we're going to try and fix up their flooring or if we're going to just replace it entirely. My guess is we're going to end up replacing it because we don't want to end up having cracks and then have water damage because of us.
Yeah.
So this is kind of it.
But basically, this is this is it. So at night, this will be kind of Poppy's bed area because she likes to sleep on a couch, understandably. Then we've got the bedroom in the back. We'll have plenty of storage between the loft space under the seats, and then we're trying to decide what we're gonna do out back. We might get a generator and like a toolbox mounted on a hitch out the back, or maybe we'll get a dirt bike and put the dirt bike on the back. Seems like the appropriate thing to do. It's got a built-in Onan generator that lives kind of down here under this seat, but it's very loud, and for the kind of camping we want to do out in the wilderness, we want to be quiet, so we're probably going to look into some quieter non-inboard options so that we can run our generator and not disturb the peace. It's got these pretty crappy light fixtures. We're going to look into replacing those as well. And then this sweet pattern on the ceiling is cool, but we'll probably just paint over everything to make it all nice and white and not 1993. Same goes with the cloth on the cabinets.
Why? Just why?
Do people ever do that in their house? Like, is that just an RV thing? Or
I think it's just an RV thing. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that in a house. I guess let us know if you have seen this in a house.
Yeah.
Or if you've done this to your house. Let us know if you've done this to your house.
Yeah.
That's the person I want to talk to.
If you bought a new construction house in 1993 and you spec'd out to have the cloth cabinets, let us know. But we're just going to try and make everything simple. Like, we'll take off the gold bezel on the cabinets as well, get some non-gold hardware, probably just put in like masonite behind there and paint it all white, so it's just like looks like a normal cabinet and not like a mirror.
Yeah.
But also, like, why are RVs so big? Like, this doesn't need to be this tall. There's nothing in here that requires an extra 2 feet of space over Faith's head. And I don't know.
There are people that are taller than me.
All right. But, like, I don't know. If you're 7 feet tall, you probably just expect that you have to duck when you're
maybe
indoors. Anyway. But, like, it's just enormous. I'm trying to understand why this thing is so big.
But, guys, it's really not that big. Like, in terms of RVs, this is pretty small.
It's like the smallest one we could find, actually.
Yeah.
So this is it. This is our rig. I feel like we could live in here full time if we wanted, but we'll give it a try. Maybe we'll go out on a weekend and see what works and what doesn't. That's probably a good starting point.
Yeah. I think we have some upgrades to do first before we even take it out.
Yeah.
Just so that we can successfully take it out, not at a campsite, and like be kind of self-contained and self-sufficient. That's the goal. We want to do more boondocking kind of camping rather than like RV park kind of camping. So we want to make sure that this is really self-sufficient and capable to be able to go out far and not leave us stranded, hopefully.
Yeah. But, you know, this big block engine is a champ. I think it actually has a cracked exhaust manifold. It smelled like exhaust fumes the whole drive home, so I had the windows open and it was 20 degrees, which was very cold. But apparently that's fairly common on these 90s big blocks. So other than that, though, I think it's a solid rig. Like, it's pretty stable if you jump up and down. Suspension's good. The whole front end was redone on it, supposedly. According to the seller, anyway, everything works. So
we'll see how true that is or not true.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be a fun project, and hopefully it will inspire some additional adventures.
Yeah.
Once it's like a functional thing instead of just a project. But yeah, I guess more on that soon. We're planning on filming the whole process of fixing it up and such. So I guess you can expect more regular videos from us now.
Also, we do have to apologize to everybody that's been following us because of our Ford build that we ended up with a Chevy. Fortunately, with motorhomes, there aren't a lot of options at this point, and we took what we could get. We did look at a Ford that was actually the same kind of chassis as our truck, had the same interior in the cabin, everything, which was super cool, but seller just wasn't a shrewd negotiator in our favor. So this is the one we got, but it's still cool. It's got the style. It's pretty much the same under the hood, so I think everything we learned will transfer pretty well, and we're super excited to get started.
Yeah.